So I know I've done some videos on this before, so I'm just going to go ahead and do another one and post it on the reels because I can't find it. I'm going to show you why it's important to deadhead. A lot of plants, once they're done blooming or their flower starts to wilt away, the flower or the plant itself actually starts to put energy into creating seeds. And if you want more flowers, you have to take off that spent bloom in order for it to give you more flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and deadhead some roses today because my rose bush needs it. And I will show you how to do it so that your rose bush not only gives you more flowers, but also grows and expands. All right, so I have these ones, and look at the sunflower finally bloomed. Isn't that a beautiful sunflower? Okay, so I don't really see a lot of flowers right now that need to be taken off on this one right here. You see here, oh, I don't want to step on this one. These ones will soon need to come off. So when you take off the spent flowers, if you don't want it to grow, you just clip it right underneath. So if I don't want this one to grow anymore, I'll just clip it right here, and that's it. But if you want your rose bush to expand, you want to take down your clipping all the way to the next set of leaves that have at least 5. So this one here, you can tell that I clipped it. I could have taken it down all the way here, or even all the way down here if I wanted to. So when you clip it down to this set of leaves, you'll see right here, there is a nodule forming. This is going to be the next branch, and this is going to grow that way. Whereas if I cut it down here, that little nodule would have formed right here, and the branch would grow this way. So you really have to be a little bit thoughtful of how you want your branches to grow. This one, I didn't want this one to grow anymore this way, so I'm going to allow it to go this way. I might have to take off this one here eventually, because what you want is you want to make sure that there's plenty of space inside your bush, inside your rose bush, because all of this right here can create fungus, it can create disease, it can invite pests that will attack your rose bush. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of air going through the leaves, allowing it to breathe and dry when it rains or when you're watering. And you never really want to put any kind of water on the leaves of roses, because roses are very delicate. They're very, very dramáticas. If you have them wet too long or too many times, they get mold, powdery mildew, they can get all kinds of diseases. They can be very disease prone. If you're not getting roses or rose bushes that are bred to be disease resistant, you might end up having issues with it. So do not put water on your roses or the leaves. You always want to make sure you water down here at the base. And I don't know if you can see right here. You see that? That is already a sign of disease. So I'm going to have to nip this one and probably thin out the inside a little bit more so that it airs out. Okay, so this one over here, I need to make sure I don't step on my seedlings. This one right here, you see? This one's already spent. So what I want to do is, I don't want this to grow into this rose bush. I want it to grow back that way, or even up this way. So I'm going to clip it right here. So you take scissors, and I've only been cutting my roses recently with this one. So you always want to make sure that they're clean. You can wipe them down with alcohol and dry them out, because you don't want to transfer any kind of diseases from one rose to another. So you're going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and clip it right here, because I want the node to grow here so it can grow up. You just clip it, and there you go. So that's really it. This one here, can you see it's growing? I clipped it here. And can you see? that is something that's growing through it already. So it's going to grow up this way. Look, this one here too. I clipped it right there. And this one's also growing, but I'm noticing that it has, I hope I don't have thrips. So thrips are a parasite that get into the stem, and they suck out all of the nutrients, and it'll start having like wavy leaves and something like this too. So I might have to pull this one out, which is so sad. But these are the roses that it gives me. You see those roses right there? There's beautiful. I might be able to still save it, but yeah. So here's another one. These are, by the way, climbing roses. Now, just because they're called climbing roses doesn't mean that they're gonna actually climb something. You actually have to tie these up to a trellis and kind of wind them yourself. They do not grow any kind of tentacles that grab onto things. So these ones, you do have to tie them down. If you're looking for something that actually grows onto things, you have to look for rambling roses. I believe those ones actually grow and grab onto a structure like a trellis or your brick walls, things like that. Okay, so let's do this one. So you see I have this spent rose, and look, that's a rose hip right there. This one did get fertilized, but I am going to cut it down. Sadly. Okay, so where should I have this one grow? I think on this one I will cut maybe right here, right there, and that will form a node right here, and it'll go this way, all the way this way. So I do have to completely trim this one out. It's completely overgrown. This one here was over here, cutting off the light for a lot of these roses. So I might actually have to take this one off and allow the rest to come out, because it's cutting off the air circulation from it, and it will get diseased. And it's looking good so far, but I think, oh look, here's another one, another rose. This one also has a rose hip on it, as you can see. So this one, I think I'll cut it all the way back here. There we go. And then this one right here will grow a node and grow this way. And that's how you take care of your roses. If you can, try to use one pair of scissors for your roses only. You don't want to transfer, clean them up afterwards. I'm gonna have to wipe it down with an alcohol swab. And then feeding them, I use Espoma's Rose Tone or Plant Tone. That's my favorite. You don't want to have too much nitrogen, because the nitrogen is what gives it the greens. If your roses seem to have yellow flowers and you're not over watering them, then you might need a little bit of nitrogen. But Espoma, to me, it seems to have the perfect combination of all three major fertilizing units. I will talk about that, the differences of fertilizer, because when you go to the flower shop and you pick out fertilizer, you'll notice that the fertilizer has 3 numbers, and each number is specific to a chemical that plants need. But that'll be a different video. You guys enjoy. I hope that I helped you out with the roses. Enjoy your roses. Make sure you water the base. Turn it over, the dirt, every now and then. You can cover it up with mulch if you want to, so there's no weeds around it. I don't really do much for my roses. I just leave it alone. And the feeding with the Espoma is every 3 months at least. So enjoy.